Today we're talking about the box office here, and it is a pretty slow week because they delayed the Dune sequel. Okay, well, it's probably will still made more money than the Marvels, but the FNAF movie is now the number one movie again because Dune got delayed. So this is the first week of November, and it's probably one of the worst first weeks of November in a while because there's nothing new. FNAF still is number one. Of course, it had a massive drop off of 36%. Of course, the talking heads will never talk about this. We'll talk about Black Widow's drop off, but not this 36% drop off, which is to be expected. But again, the drop off I think is to be expected because this is also on Peacock. So people can easily just stream this for free and watch this for free. People can probably pilot this for free as well, which means it isn't too surprising that, most of the influence from the actual fan base itself, then, as well. But again, I think the sequel, they really should try to drop the day-to-day streaming strategy. I think it really is going to hurt the long-term box office for this movie because a lot of people, they see, the Rotten Tomatoes cool. I'll just watch it on Peacock. It's on Peacock. I don't have to go out. I don't have to say, use gas, go see the movie in the theaters, I can just watch it at home. Okay? But even then, the movie still is going to make money either way, which is something that Disney is probably begging the, box office gods for as well. So it's basically performing like the last Halloween movie overall. It's having pretty bad ratings overall as well. Next is the Taylor Swift movie. I thought this movie was way out for 3 weeks, but I guess I was wrong. Again, this movie technically has bad ratings because, again, this is a movie that's only out in the weekends. But again, it was a pretty great hold. Again, because there was no other movies. So this is one of the highest. This is gonna be one of the highest grossing movies of the year. Either way, 14th, 2023 domestic box office. Again, a lot of people expect this movie to make far more, but again, it's still a lot of money made for this movie. So yeah. Next is one of the biggest flops of the year, Killers of the Flower Moon. There was like no interest in this movie. Okay, it is having okayest ratings, but you gotta remember, this movie cost $200 million to make. Okay. No one wants to see this movie. So, that's a big problem. And they're gonna lose. This is gonna be a big flop like Dial of Destiny and stuff. No surprise there whatsoever. Okay? Priscilla. I think that's what this movie is called. A lot of people are saying this movie is another one of these movies that the critics love and the audiences do not like all too much. So, it isn't too surprising that nobody cares about this movie. Don't know the budget for this movie. Don't care. This is a movie that nobody cares about as well. They're obviously trying to get the golden man with this movie, and I don't think anyone cares. Okay, most of the audiences don't really care about this movie all too much, despite how the critical acclaim this has. Next is Radical. I think this is a international movie. I don't think this is an American movie. This is probably a Mexican movie. I think it's a Mexican movie. Or a Spanish movie. Yeah, it's a Mexican movie. But yeah, this movie is doing pretty well for a like a international movie, essentially. Or it could be co-produced with Mexico, but I think this is a Mexican movie. It's doing pretty well in America, all things considered. So, next is The Exorcist Believer. Yeah, this movie is still in the box office. And it's actually having better ratings to the FNAF movies. It's pretty funny. But yeah, this movie is continuing to add to its profits, even though this movie is technically a box office failure, because they spent $40 million to secure the rights for the series. But they're probably going to make more Exorcist movies than this one. Next is After Death, which made $9 million. Pretty okay as drop off. Again, they're probably hoping this movie had the same amount of success that Sound of Freedom did, but it's not looking like it. Next is Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie, which continues to make money globally as well. And what happens later, another, new movie. It made $1.5 million. Next is Freelance. Freelance is continuing to make probably no money because there's no interest in this movie all too much. So, and next is Saw X, the fast but not least movie at the box office. Will this cost $1 million globally? We'll wait and see. I don't think there's any more markets left to release in besides Malaysia, and it isn't making all too much money in Malaysia or Portugal because that's not really a massive market. It also released in Switzerland, but again, Switzerland is not the biggest market in the world because it's not a very populated country. So Saw X will probably not cost $100 million more than likely. So that's it about this video here. Goodbye.